morning at 8 a.m.
All right, it's time.
Can we get the show on the road?
I've been waiting for it all day.
And not a moment too soon.
Listen to talk radio.
This guy, Todd.
Monday through Friday.
5 to 7.
He's weird.
Best thing on the radio!
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
I love cats. I love every kind of cat. I just want to hug all of them, but I can't hug every cat. Can't hug every cat. So anyway, I am a cat lover and I love to run. I'm sorry I'm thinking about cats again. I really love cats. I'm thinking about cats again and again and again and again and again. I think about how many don't have a home and how I should have them. I think about how cute they are and how their ears and the whiskers and the nose.
You know who really loves cats? Oh, Bryn, my producer tonight. She's a aspiring cat lady. This guy in Connecticut. Have you seen this story going around? It is blowing up the interwebs. And I thought this is one of my favorite topics to talk about on the show. From time to time, we have a story about somebody who was speeding excessively, and they get stopped. And they give an excuse as to why they're speeding. And that usually leads us into a conversation with the edgeheads out there. What excuses have worked for you to get out of speeding tickets? What excuses haven't worked? You kind of think of it as a way of helping your fellow edgeheads. Like, hey, this worked for me. Tell them this. Or this didn't work. Don't say that. That kind of thing. And when we've had these stories and I bring them up on the show, we get some really good calls. Some great suggestions, stories. A 29-year-old guy from Norwich, Connecticut was arrested after being caught driving over 130 miles per hour. You heard me right, 130 miles per hour. So this happened on Sunday, about 12:48 in the morning. So he was probably out partying. Well, he was, because they busted him for DUI. But he told the officer, the state trooper, who clocked him at 130 on Interstate 395, that he was driving so fast because he wanted to get home to see his cat. He wanted to get home to see his cat. Now, that might be the craziest excuse that I've ever heard from somebody speeding. And a story, because we talk about these stories. I mean, we've had people who were busted because, they had to go to the bathroom. I'd like to know if that's ever worked, because we've all sort of been in that situation probably at one time. See, somebody on the live stream, Clinton says, my wife cried out of a ticket after he had a quarter of his finger amputated in a conveyor the night before. Wow. So you tell the cop, hey, I'm so my husband, he has a part of his finger cut off. Okay, go ahead. I got out of a ticket one time years and years ago. My first marriage, my ex-wife was in a local rock band, and they played at McGuffey's over there on Burkhart. And McGuffey's was a cool club. It was a fun place to go see live music. But let's be honest, it could get a little rough late at night, closing time. People are amped up. They've just seen a rock show. They've had too much to drink. I was going to pick her up like at 2:30 in the morning. And I got stopped by a Greene County Sheriff's deputy on Grange Hall Road there in Beaver Creek. And he said, "What's your hurry, young man?" I said, "Well, officer, my wife is in a band. She just got done singing. She's out in the parking lot at McGuffey's waiting for me." He goes, "You go get her." He knew. Like, he knew. That worked. That worked. So, there's all kinds of crazy excuses that work and don't work. But I don't think I've ever heard, I got to get home to see my cat. Not even like I gotta get home and let the dog out. The dog's been pinned up all day. He's probably busted. Gotta get home. No, I just want to go home and pet my kitty cat. 937-457-1290. Ron, have you ever talked your way out of a speeding ticket?
No.
You've always been busted, huh?
I got away with one once where I did not get ticketed. And that was in Marblehead, Ohio, up near the lake.
Right.
For some reason, he just let me go on that. But every other time, they have given me a ticket.
You get busted.
And I have a cousin who lives in Pennsylvania that has talked himself out of every ticket.
Wow. Is he a salesman?
I have no.
A politician?
Have no idea what technique he uses.
Right.
He just has been able to talk himself out of a litany of ticket opportunities.
Years ago when I was producing the Kent Voss show here at WHIO, I'm pretty sure I've told this story before. I got stopped by a cop in Beaver Creek, and he came to the car. He took my license, went back to the cruiser, did his thing, came back, handed me a ticket, and he said, "I better not be the idiot of the week on the Kent Voss show this Friday." So he knew who I was.
Yes.
And that did me absolutely no good.
Nope.
He was a fan of the show. Doesn't matter.
Well, you should have told him you were heading home to get to your cat.
That's right. That's right. Officer, I'm so sorry. I miss Fluffy.
Maybe that's why I kept getting ticketed.
You didn't have a good excuse.
I'd be like, well, one time I said, "Oh, no, officer, I have no idea how fast I was going."
Yeah, see, you shouldn't say that.
And then every other time I've been like, "Yep, you're right. I totally was going too fast."
I saw a story not long ago where it was an attorney, and the attorney said, if you ever get stopped, don't say you don't know how fast you were going because you just admitted your guilt. What you say is, this is what the attorney said.
Okay.
Is you say, "I thought I was going the speed limit." So you're not admitting that you're wrong, right? You might be misinformed, but you're not admitting guilt.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean you aren't going to get a ticket.
Right.
But, maybe because you're not just lying down and saying, "Yeah, you busted me, bud. I was going 90 and a 75 or whatever, 70 miles an hour,"
Sure.
So just something to think about.
Okay.
But, yeah.
I wish I'd have known that 30 years ago.
Yeah. Probably saved you some money and some points. 937-457-1290. We got Barbara in Fairborn. Hey, Barbara.
Hi, Todd.
Hey.
I got two speeding stories.
Yes.
One, way back in the 80s, I was in a crash. A car had come left of center towards me, and I had to swerve to the right, and I hit a tree instead of the car.
Well, geez.
And the officer shows up at the hospital, and I had a broken kneecap and a broken ankle, and he looks at me and says, "You've suffered enough. I'm not going to give you a ticket." Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I went, and I said, "Thank you, and have a nice day." And the other one was, I'm going down the highway, and here comes some lights out of nowhere, and I pull over, and I reach for my purse, and I'm fluffing up my hair, and I'm spraying a little perfume, and guess what?
It was a female.
It wasn't a male cop.
It was a female trooper. Wow.
That really, I just kind of sank in my seat, and I'm like,
Well, that might work for some female cops.
Well, it could.
Not this time, huh?
That's when your stomach gets a big knot in it because you don't. But I did not get a ticket. And what saves you a lot, and I'm not going to say this for everybody across the board.
Yeah.
If you have a commercial driver's license, they tend to be a little more lenient unless you're driving recklessly.
Because that's your livelihood. That's your livelihood.
And you know, so I treat it very good, and I don't speed in my car or in my vehicle.
Gotcha, Barbara. Thank you for your call. Let's see, Brandon in Brookville. Hey, Brandon.
How are you?
Good. What's shaking, man?
Love the show. Listen to you every day. Want to get that in there. But your traffic stop situations. I'm a retired officer, and one of the stops that sticks out in my mind stopped a little old lady, easily in her mid to late 80s. Approached the car to let her know why I was stopping her. It didn't even get to let her know anything. She rolled the window down and she looked straight at me and said, "Officer, I'm sorry, but I've got to poop."
Well, this has come up on the show before because that is a legitimate reason. If they're being truthful, it's like you don't want to do that in your car,
right?
You know, for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
And so when this little old lady said she had to go to the bathroom, were you lenient with her, or did you say, "Look, I'm sorry, but you know"?
I didn't even ask for her license or run her or anything. I said, "Ma'am, you have a nice day," and went back and was smiling from ear to ear because it threw me off so bad.
Yeah, see, you did I think you did a good thing. You know,
I walked away feeling good, and hopefully she got where she needed to go, and I didn't pull her up too much.
That's a good one, Brandon. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Wayne and Franklin. Hey, Wayne.
Hey, you gotta play the game. That's all it is. If you're under 20 miles an hour, when you hand them the driver's license, you have a folded up 20. And if you're that, you hand them a folded up 50.
Wayne, I would never, ever. No. Don't be listening to Wayne because you will end up in more trouble.
No. You just say, oh, my mistake.
Oh, I'm sorry. I handed you a wad of cash instead of my license.
You have to play the game.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. I didn't reach. I got that out of my wallet.
Wayne, I think that would, if I did that, I'd end up someone's girlfriend in jail, I think.
Yeah.
That's where I would be. I'd be in jail.
You just got to play the game. Hey, can I ask, what are we doing for Valentine's Day?
You and me?
Well, not really. I
think
I was hoping you'd do something.
Well, we might beat a Cupid. There might be people out there that would like to celebrate Valentine's Day by beating a Cupid. So I don't know. We'll think about it. I got a couple of weeks left, Wayne. I'll put my crack team together. Wait, that's me. Thanks for your call, buddy. Appreciate it.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing well tonight. Kind of a nice night here in the Dayton area. Temperatures in the 40s. It's sunny. Kind of put me in a good mood. Vietnamese New Year's Day. Is that today? Jude, is that today? How do you sell it? I mean, is it... How do you celebrate? Is it just like a regular celebration? Oh, well, I guess we can celebrate it. Ah, okay, Aaron. I'm going to share some of your wisdom here. Wow. Let's see, Aaron. That would have been... Let's see, when did that happen? That would have been... Let's see. My first marriage, I got married in 93. And it was when I was doing a morning show at a station in Xenia. So it would have been like maybe late 93. And we lived in Xenia, and I was actually I had come down, what am I thinking? Trebein. I'd come down Trebein and New Germany Trebein, and then to Grange Hall.
Adult use cannabis to be sold in Kettering. We'll have the latest at 5:30 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
Well, he has quite the reputation.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Today is National Puzzle Day. And as a kid, my sister liked puzzles, and I used to sneak in and take one of the pieces and hold it for ransom. She'd get through the whole thing. It's like, I'm missing a piece. Like, I could help you out there. How bad do you want to finish that Holly Hobby puzzle? 937-457-1290. Got a story about a guy in Connecticut. Got stopped for going 130 miles per hour. Told the trooper he was on his way home so he could see his kitty. He missed his cat. He was also drunk. Let's talk to Josh and Troy. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Todd. I think I probably got one of the craziest stories you ever heard of.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I was doing 110 at a construction zone on I-70 by 675. I was pulled over by a state trooper in a black C4 Corvette, and I was able to get out of the ticket.
So you were in the Corvette?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I was in the Corvette, young and stupid. We got federally activated during 9/11. My unit got recalled, so I figured that's one day I could drop the hammer on the highway, and I was on the way to the base, and
so that makes a huge difference, because I get it now, right? It's like if you were just out screwing around, that's different. But you probably said, "Hey, my I just got recalled. It's 9/11. I gotta go. I gotta get to the base," and I could see that working for you.
Yeah, it was a crazy day. I remember I had my uniform on. I had, a rucksack, all the military gear,
Right.
Obviously I was young and shaking. He was shaking like a leaf, because I remember, I won't say on the radio, much profanity. He said it took him 3 miles to catch me. I could hear him yelling on the mic and the whole 9 yards. And
wow.
He ran everything and told me to slow down and get out of here. It was on the same time when they're starting to ground all the planes in the air.
Oh yeah, that's crazy time. Well, see, you got out of a ticket. That's a memory for you for that day. That's not as bad as the other memories, I'm sure.
No,
so,
sir.
All right, thanks, buddy. Appreciate your call. Have a good one. You got a comment on that? 937-457-1290. Have you heard this story about this lawsuit filed by a rap artist by the name of Dank DeMoss? You ever heard of Dank DeMoss? Well, she's a big rapper.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Leslie, you could fit in a carry-on. You might have to pull your knees in, but I'm sure you would fit just fine. But don't try it. Remember that guy in Florida who died? His female companion put him in a suitcase and wouldn't let him out. Guy died.
This is a WHIO payroll payout alert.
Thank you, thank you.
$1,000 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
And now, with your permission, I'm going to do my stuff.
Could this day get any more fantastic?
Let's get on with it.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Can't drop a lawsuit.
Going to court.
Lawsuit? It's private. Gonna sue him?
No deal, we're going to court.
I'm going to sue the pants off you.
They just got a favorable ruling on a lawsuit.
No, sir. You are out of order.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. So here's this lawsuit with this rap star. Well, star might be not quite the word. I'd never heard of her. A lot of people never heard of her. But her real name is Deja Blanding. She goes by her stage rap name, Dank Demas. She's suing the rideshare company Lyft She says one of their drivers told her she was too fat to fit in her car. Now, you don't say stuff like that to people, and you certainly don't say that to a woman. The rapper, who says she weighs around 489 pounds, requested a Lyft to take her to a Detroit Lions watch party earlier this month. However, when the driver arrived, he saw the rapper, Dank Damas, and told her he couldn't give her a ride because of her weight. At first, the driver told her she wouldn't fit in his sedan, which she disagreed with. The driver then told her his tires couldn't handle the weight, apologized, and mentioned ordering a Uber XL. I'd never heard of Uber XL, a larger vehicle. I didn't know that you could order different size vehicles. I guess if you've got a bunch of people, right? I mean, that would make sense. If you've got 6 people in your group, you don't want somebody picking you up in a little Ford Fiesta or whatever. You'd want a bigger vehicle. He did say he would refund the money so she wouldn't be charged, but she said, nope, I'm suing. So she hired a couple of attorneys, and according to her attorneys, Lyft drivers can turn down passengers for perceived security threats, but they can't deny a ride based on protected characteristics such as weight. So now Lyft, and I don't know if the driver is being sued. I don't think that would happen, but Lyft. But 489 pounds. And I saw a picture of her standing next to the 2 attorneys. And she's a big girl. I mean, and it doesn't say what kind of car he was in. You know, the thing that came to mind was, could she even fasten the seatbelt? And I'm not trying to be nasty. It's just the reality. I'm a big guy. Everybody knows this. I've been in cars where it was tight. It was tight. So if she can't fasten the seatbelt, that is a safety concern. I remember trying to get in the front seat of the Beast roller coaster at Kings Island probably 20 years ago. And that's when I was at my biggest, bigger than I am now. And they couldn't put the rail down. And that was embarrassing. But, I wasn't going to go and sue Kings Island. It's my own fault. Let's see. John in Dayton. What's up, John?
Hey, Todd, how are you doing, man? It's awesome to get to talk to the greatest show twice in 1 week.
Oh, well, see, it works out that way. You got through. Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And you're right. The Uber XL is for like when you have a party of like 4+ people, or like, I can't remember, 5 people or something like that. You wouldn't want to be loading them up and, like you were saying, a Fiesta.
Yeah, I mean, I used to drive a Kia Forte 5, and there's no way you're going to get 5 or 6 people in that car. It's just not going to happen.
No.
So
it'll be interesting to see the outcome of the lawsuit, once that
Yeah.
happens. Well, I got a quick speeding story for you, because I used to be a deputy sheriff in Hamilton County back in the day of Sheriff Simon Lease Jr.
Right.
I worked the night shift. So coming home in the morning, when you go back to your post, traffic tends to back up behind you. You always see, deputies or troopers, and people won't pass them. So
yeah,
I always would go about at least 10 miles over the speed limit to keep traffic moving along.
Right. That's what you should do.
Well, yeah. And I mean, going to keep the flow of traffic going. Don't want anybody backing up behind me too far. And I think the traffic generally appreciate it. I get this knucklehead, though, that passes me doing about 80. So just for the principle of the matter, I had to pull him over.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Since you were a trooper, we've got somebody watching the live stream who used to be a deputy in Greene County. And he said that if it was a guaranteed ticket, at least for him and maybe the guys that he worked with and gals at the Greene County Sheriff's Office, that if they pulled over a woman and she was crying, he says it's a guaranteed ticket. Now, there's another person that was watching the live stream, Lana, Edgehead Lana. She lives in New Jersey. She says that she's gotten out of several tickets. She just turns on the tears. So conflicting information. You've called the show. You tell me, John, if a woman is crying and you've pulled her over, what are the chances? Better than 50, less than 50 that she's going to get a ticket?
I'd say 50-50. I think it's an officer discretion thing, and it's up to them. And everybody's different. I certainly know deputies that would go ahead and write her anyway. They just didn't,
Right.
That was just them, right?
Do you ever take into consideration the scenario, right? Like how heavy is the traffic with the time of day? Obviously, if they were, maybe you sense they were drinking or maybe not. Maybe they weren't legally drunk, but you could tell.
And you're going to definitely ask, well, ma'am, why are you crying? You know? So a little investigation.
Yeah.
But and it's interesting. The troopers will typically give you on the highways about 15 to 20 over. They'll give you that grace because they have plenty of people to pull over that doing 20 or more over the speed limit.
Yeah, and that's much more money for the state, isn't it?
Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention, do not roll up a 50 and give them your driver's
I know. I think Wayne was just pulling my leg. Yeah. That's how you end up going to jail. Thanks, John. Ron, you got a comment or you got traffic news or what's up?
Speaking of being pulled over.
Uh-oh.
The entire southbound lanes, all of them of 675 are shut down at 725 right now because of an accident.
Oh.
So, best bet, because you're not going to get to 725. Your best bet, go all the way back there. I'd say 48 Main Street, Centerville.
Yeah.
Get off there, get on Alex Bell, or get on 725 itself to try to get around this thing and get back onto the interstate going south. But at this point, it's right there, pretty much at the bridge right there where you've got 725 Miamisburg Centerville Road. That's where the crash is, and nobody's going anywhere southbound.
All right. Thank you for that, Ron. Man, oh, man. If you're stuck in that and you've got a view of the accident, you can give us some details. 937-457-1290. Judy in Piqua. Hey, Judy.
Hi, Todd. How are you?
I'm well. What's going on with you, Judy, up there in Piqua?
Well, I got a couple of getting out of ticket stories.
Okay.
The first one, I was coming from Ohio to Indianapolis, and I was running late, and I got pulled over, and the guy was very nice, and so I said to him, I said, "You're never going to believe this, but I'm going to my nephew's graduation from the police academy."
Oh.
And he let me go.
Wow. Were you actually, was that truthful?
I was certainly, yes, it was.
Okay.
I was certainly the talk at the graduation by the cadets. Yeah, good old Aunt Judy. She had to, show her feathers.
Yeah.
But I had one more time when I was taking my daughter to dance class with some of her friends, and I knew I was speeding, and he was coming the opposite way, a highway patrolman, and I knew he had me. So I just pulled over, and I saw him, turn and come around behind me.
So you didn't even let him chase you. You just said, he got me. I'm just going to save the gas, save the trouble.
Yeah, he had me, and he came up to the window, and he said, "I've never had anybody pull over for me like this."
Wow.
And I got out of that ticket, but the bad part of it is the other mother in the car with me didn't have her seatbelt on, and she got a ticket.
Uh-oh. Well, see, she should have had her seatbelt on.
Well, people thought I should have paid the ticket, but no.
No, why should you do that? She's an adult.
Well, I wouldn't. She wouldn't have got the ticket if I had been speeding, but
I
wouldn't feel bad about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel bad about that. See, look, if you're driving a car and somebody in your car doesn't have their seatbelt on, look, you should tell them, "Hey, I want you to put your seatbelt on." I do that with my friends. Everybody got their seatbelt on. But if somebody chooses not to do that, what are you going to do? But if you get busted, they should pay it. You shouldn't pay it. If that was your kid and you didn't have their seatbelt on, then yes, you should be taken to task for that. But not some other adult. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
But I just want to know, I want you to know, I love your show, and this is the first time I've gotten to call in.
Oh, well, thank you, Judy. I appreciate it.
You have a wonderful day.
You too. You too. Have a great night. That line's open, 937-457-1290. If you want to talk about that, getting out of a speeding ticket, great. Coming up after 6:30, it's the return of Wing It Wednesday. Yeah. I think it's the first Wing It Wednesday of 2025. And we're going to have somebody here from the Miami County Veteran Services.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Holy cow. The phones are on fire tonight. How the Diamond's truck is alive. I guess it was probably out of commission after it hit that house. Me too, Ron. I am ready for spring. I'm over winter. Over winter. I'll tell you what I think it is for me. It's been looking at the snow every day. Now it's starting to melt away in areas that are directly hit by the sun. But like out in front of the studio, the snow's still there, but over on the north side of the building where the building isn't blocking the sun, it's all gone. It's mostly gone. But that's what it was for me. I was just tired of looking at the daggone snow. I mean, I hate the cold, but like the 4-degree negative, everybody hates that. But I don't mind. I don't have a real issue when it's, in the 20s or 30s. That's fine, but it's just the snow. Oh my gosh. That's right. Sunday is Groundhog Day. It's not easy being green. This is the second day this week that I've worn a green shirt.
Crash in Vandalia leads to an OVI conviction. We'll have the latest at 6. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
Something told me to turn on the radio.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Sit back down and shut your trap. It's time for mail call.
Message for you, son.
You should see a fan mail.
You got a message.
I got your letter. Amazing what you can accomplish by mail.
Congratulations, Skippy. You've got mail.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. If you'd like to send me an email, it's eveningedgetodd@gmail.com. This one is from Bradley. I thought of this as soon as you mentioned your dog going outside. Yeah, we were talking about taking the dog out last night and how he has to sniff everything before. It's Lily. She's the one. Before she does her business. She's out there forever. It says, good old Urban Dictionary. Have a great night, Brad. And he sent me a definition from the Urban Dictionary. Combination of the words sniff and safari. It occurs when your dog wants to take up the entire day to sniff every blade of grass in the neighborhood on their walk or to go to the bathroom. A sniffari. I like that. And also, we got this one. Hey, Todd. Tonight on your show, I heard you play the Urbana parody song by request. You should put those little ditties on the internet so we edgeheads can listen to them all. Some are better than others. Yeah, I'll agree with that. But it'd be great to share them. Just a suggestion from a fellow edgehead, Russell and Troy. Well, a lot of them are on there. A lot of them are like on YouTube. I haven't put them all on there because, again, I do my show myself. I don't have like a full-time producer. So anything that happens like that, I have to do, and I have to sort of, balance things. So some of them are up there, others are not. But it's not a bad idea to try to get them all up there, so that way you can go and listen to them. Or you know what I could do? Maybe I could just do a show where it's nothing but my parodies. Just one night, do a show, nothing but parody songs. So that way you can go back and listen to the podcast and they're all there. Right? It's just a thought. Let me talk to, let's see real quick, Sean and Shiloh. Hey, Sean.
Hey, Todd. How you doing tonight?
Good. What's up, man?
Well, listen to your show all the time. And I got a story for a getting out of a speeding ticket.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. Well, my wife and I, and this goes back 30 years, we were at a wedding on the west side of Cincinnati, and we were trying to find the on-ramp for 275. And let me just tell you, you can't really do it. So we went through this town called Addison.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, the bubbles go on.
Right.
And so the only place I could pull over was like an apartment parking lot. And I made the mistake of getting out of my car after I did that. And the cop starts saying, "Get your hands out of your pockets."
Right. Yeah.
So he brings me back to the cruiser. He shows me the dash, says, "Do you see that?" Well, I'm not dumb. So I said, "Yes." He said, "Do you know what that means?" I said, "I'm not sure." He said, "That means you're going 18 miles an hour over the speed limit." Well, I knew I was going about 45, so it must have been a 25 limit. So I explained, well, our daughter's back home. My mom's babysitting her. We just came from a wedding.
Yeah.
The cop actually led us back to the on-ramp for the highway.
Without a ticket?
Without a ticket. And my wife ducked out of the car real quick. I said, "No, honey, I got it taken care of. Everything's fine."
What was she going to do?
I don't know. Just help.
Yeah, I guess. Well, that's a good story. Appreciate it, Sean.
And I think that might have been the same cop that escorted Jeff Blake home one night.
Oh.
It was an Addison cop that did that. So apparently they're soft-hearted cops in Addison.
Maybe so, Sean. I appreciate your call, man. Thanks for listening.
All right. Thanks, Todd.
Take care. 937-457-1290 if you got a comment on that. Have you heard about the big shrimp scandal going on the Gulf of Mexico? Well, I guess Gulf of America now. There's a big shrimp fraud, a big scandal going on.
What am I listening to now? What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up. T-O.
Double D.
H. Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
By the way, no Evening Edge trash cam tonight because I've got the guests coming in. So you won't be able to see the baskets go in, but or miss, either way. But I'll be honest. That went in. That went in. That went in. Oh, that did not go in. That went in the gray bucket.
Policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
WHIO is Dayton's #1 winter weather station. You can always depend on us for the official Storm Center 7 forecast and accurate, reliable weather when you need it most. 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Depend on it.
WHIO news time is 6:07. Now with the Miami Valley's most accurate and dependable forecast, your Storm Center 7 Chief Meteorologist Austin Cheney.
For this evening into tonight, a mostly clear sky, down to 27 degrees overnight. Thursday, increasing clouds with rain at night, high of 48 degrees. Friday, a chance for showers, but not a total washout, high of 55 degrees. Saturday, some lingering clouds, but we should be dry with a high near 44. Sunday, partly cloudy, 53. Monday, partly cloudy, 52. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Cheney for Dayton's Severe Weather Station, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Latest scan of the live Doppler 7 radar is clear across the Miami Valley this hour. 37 now in Springfield and 38 in Dayton at 6:08.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Refresh your ride with brand new tires at unbeatable prices. Plus, buy 4 new tires and get 4 free oil changes, an additional $300 value. Make an appointment today at GrismerTire.com.
Still got a lot of slow traffic on 675 north and...
Oh, sorry. Turned the buttons on too early. Sorry about that. My bad.
This is a WHIO payroll payout alert.
Thank you, thank you.
$1,000 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
And now the moment we've been waiting for is here.
Hey, I'm here for the big show.
This guy, Todd, does he make you laugh?
He's funny.
He's amusing sometimes.
It's kind of a big show.
Okay, boys, hit it.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Anyway, like I was saying, shrimp is the fruit of the sea.
You can barbecue it, boil it, broil it, bake it, saute it. There's shrimp kebabs, shrimp creole, shrimp gumbo, pan fried, deep fried, stir fried. There's pineapple shrimp, lemon shrimp, coconut shrimp, pepper shrimp, shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp salad, shrimp and potatoes, shrimp burger, shrimp sandwich. That's about it.
Ah, Bubba. Bubba Gump. It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. So here's the story, and we'll get back to the speeding ticket calls, I promise. But I just wanted to throw this out there. I love shrimp. Love it, love it, love it. But honestly, I've never had it straight out of the ocean. Like, I've never had shrimp at a Gulf Coast or Atlantic Coast or Pacific Coast restaurant where they say that shrimp on your plate came out of the ocean or the Gulf like an hour ago. I've never had it that fresh. I would love to try it. I've just never had it. But apparently, down in the southern part of the United States, along the Gulf Coast, which is now, as we know, the Gulf of America, not the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of America. Anyway, they did a study. Some people did a study about the shrimp that is being served at many, many restaurants along the Gulf Coast. And many of these restaurants are claiming that the shrimp is from the Gulf. That's what they tell the customers. Probably a lot of locals, but definitely vacationers. Like me, if I go down there, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Florida, I might go to one of these places and go, oh, this is good. Right out of the Gulf. Well, it turns out that some of that shrimp, a good majority of the shrimp, according to this study, is not actually from the Gulf. In fact, they're saying that it has been imported from foreign countries. They've been grown on foreign farms and imported to the United States. The worst shrimp fraud offenders, and say that quick 3 times. Tampa Bay and St. Petersburg, Florida, were the 2 cities with the highest shrimp fraud rate at 96%. This is according to a company called CD Consulting. They tested the shrimp from randomly chosen restaurants from major cities in the states that I just mentioned. Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, and Florida. In Biloxi, Mississippi, 82% of the restaurants were defrauding customers about what they were buying, telling them that the shrimp was from the Gulf when it wasn't. That is scandalous. I guess, is it cheaper? Is that it? Is it cheaper to import it from foreign countries than it is to go out and catch it? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how much it costs to send out a fisherman to catch a bunch of shrimp. The only experience I have of that is, Forrest Gump, And, for a while, he didn't do very good shrimp fishing. But then that hurricane swept in, and boy, oh boy, they were in the money. And then came the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. So I don't know. That's crazy. Now around here, I mean, we've got the place up in Urbana, Freshwater Farms. They grow, like you could call it, they harvest or grow, raise shrimp. So I wonder if they have a ton of restaurants around here. Like if you go and you get shrimp someplace, probably your finer seafood places, not someplace like Red Lobster or Long John Silver's or Captain D's, that's all frozen somewhere and packaged and sent USPS, I guess. But the finer places, maybe that's where they do get their shrimp. Now, it's certainly not from the Gulf of America or the Atlantic Ocean or wherever, but I don't know. Maybe they do get it there up in Urbana. But just something to think about. I was really surprised at that. You see all those signs. I mean, I've been there before, and parts of that, I'm like, wow, okay, yeah, but maybe not. Maybe none of the fish is from the ocean or the bay. Maybe it's all frozen and mailed in. 937-457-1290. Todd in Urbana. Hey, Todd.
Hey, Todd.
How you doing? Hey, are you a member of the Todd Lodge on Facebook?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. That's a group I started on Facebook for guys named Todd.
I'll be a next member.
The Todd Lodge. There you go. So what's up, Todd?
Okay, Todd. Here is the best one ever for getting out a ticket.
Okay, all right. Let's hear it.
Me and my code manager, we had a code 3 up here. No.
Okay.
Nobody was allowed to be out.
Right, level 3 emergency.
Me and my code manager was at an IGA store, and we were stocking, and we had to close the store down. During our break, I had a snowboard and a sleigh behind the car. So we went out, started doing donuts in the parking lot, pulling each other on our break time.
Oh, that's lovely.
Here comes the sheriff and turned the lights on, and we got tickets.
Yeah.
The next morning, the owner of the IGA store turned around, came in, and looked at the time cards. Can I see your tickets, please?
Uh-oh.
Me and him, we gave him the tickets.
Yeah.
We already told the officer, where do you work?
Yeah.
Manager. I'm the code manager. Oh, okay. So I'm just going to give you this ticket. For pulling a person behind a running vehicle.
Right, we get it. So Todd, let me get to were you on the clock when you were doing the donuts?
No, I was not. We were on our break time.
Well, there you go. I guess you got to keep your job then, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
The next morning, the owner came in, asked for a ticket, looked at our time clock, verified we were off the clock, and he paid our tickets.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you, Todd. I got to fly, man. I appreciate it. Let's see, Russell in Minster. Hey, Russell. Hello, Russell.
Yeah.
You're up, man.
Hey, it's not a speeding ticket one, but it was a ticket in general probably would have got out of. I was in a 94 Camaro, and me and my girlfriend were out going out. We were going through Anna, and I got pulled over by the gas station there.
Yeah.
And this was high school time for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the long story short of it was I had a car that was out of alignment, so it was pulling to the right some. I think they thought I was drinking or something else. So I got pulled over, and they wanted me to get out of the car. When I got out of the car, I had a broken ankle. I had to get out on crutches. Had to talk to the officers in the middle of winter in shorts because I wasn't planning on getting pulled over. And it was just a kind of crazy scenario. And this all happened at night when the blue and red lights were all crazy and right in view of the Wendy's at Anna. And after the fact, we went out to eat at Wendy's, and the old timers there are like, "How did you get out of that ticket? You must be a sweet talker." I'm like, "I don't know." That's just true. So that was kind of my crazy ticket story.
Got you, Russell. Appreciate it, buddy. Jeff in West Milton. Hey, Jeff.
Todd, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. What's up, man?
Hey, man, love your show.
Thank you.
So, my wife and I were here in the truck headed back up to West Milton, and I've been listening to the program about people being pulled over and some receiving tickets and some not receiving tickets. And so far, I've just heard about people that have been going probably too fast.
Right.
Well, I got pulled over for going too slow by a state trooper.
Really? Were you pulling something large?
No, I worked at a place up in Covington, Ohio. It was a 12-hour shift, and it was extremely hot. And so every morning when I would leave West Milton, I would get out of town. I would put the cruise control on my truck at 25, and I had 2 cups of coffee with me.
Yeah.
And I would go 25 miles an hour from West Milton up through Pleasant Hill on up into the parking lot where I worked in Covington, just as I finished the last bit of my second cup of coffee.
So you timed it all out.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, this one particular morning, as I was just above Pleasant Hill, I looked in my rearview mirror, and a state trooper was pulling me over. And he walked up to my window, asked to see my, paperwork, my driver's license, registration, all that. Went back to his car, ran my plates, did some checks. Walked back up to me, and he said, "Sir, do you have any idea why I am pulling you over?" And I said, "I got a pretty good idea." He says, "Do you know what the speed limit is through here?" I said, "Yes, sir, 50 miles an hour." And he said, "Then why are you doing only 25? And I told him the story about my coffee and pulling into the parking lot and all that stuff just in time to go to work, like I just shared with you. Now, several times in my life, I have been pulled over for various reasons, and never, ever, whenever I got pulled over, I always received a ticket. But this morning, this officer, he said, "I am not going to give you a ticket, but I do want to give you a word of advice." And I said, "What is that?" He said, "I want to advise you that you need to drive a little faster." I have always been told to slow down.
Yeah, well, see, you I don't know why you did that, but you did it. So I guess here's the thing. I think maybe he was trying to save your life, because somebody comes flying up behind you, and maybe they don't notice somebody going so slow, they could smash right into you.
I agree with
that.
that.
That could happen. Or you could spill your coffee.
Well, now there's a thought. I didn't think of that either. I just had never been told by a police officer I needed to
go faster. Yeah, I appreciate that story, Jeff. I got to fly here. I appreciate it. Yeah, 25 under. That's pretty
It's
slow.
the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
I'll be back. I got to go get my guest. All right. I'm back. My guest is here. His name is Kyle Kuta, and he's from the Miami County Veterans Services. Yep, Susan, it's Wing It Wednesday.
Like they just haven't opened up the lobby for COVID, or?
We know about this guy, Mr. Hot Stuff.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Coming up after 6:30, about 6:35 or so, it is Wing It Wednesday, the first Wing It Wednesday of 2025, and I've got a guest in here. His name's Kyle from the Miami County Veterans Services, and he brought some chicken wings, and they smell amazing. This is a small price to pay to get on the WHIO airwaves for a half an hour and talk about your services, your mission, and all that good stuff. You know, we had a email last hour, somebody asking about my parody songs, putting them up online so everybody could hear them. You know, it dawned on me after that Friday night we only have an hour show because there's a UD basketball game. Maybe that hour I could just do parody songs. Maybe we could take requests, or I could just play them for better or for worse. And then that way I could say, hey, they're out there. If you want to go find them, there they are. They're on the podcast. They're on YouTube, whatever. And I may think about
It's
that.
the Evening Edge with Todd Holst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
I know you guys hate it when I'm not talking to the live stream. I can't sit here and talk to you and ignore my guest. There's only so much of me to go around. Come on. I think I saw Steve Wick on here. Hey, Steve, how you doing, buddy? One of the best guitarists that I know, local guitarists for sure. In the band Desolate.
WHIO payroll payout alert.
Thank you, thank you.
$1,000 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Don't hesitate to call.
You call me? You better call me.
Damn it, get me a phone.
Call me on my radio.
I'm gonna call you.
You got him on the radio?
You won't make a simple phone call?
What is wrong with you?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Just kind of wing it and see where the moment takes us.
Yeah, I think we should probably just wing it.
If you go in there, you're going to have to wing it.
Sometimes you just gotta wing it, right?
Or we could just wing it.
Go ahead and wing it. So we're just gonna wing it?
You know, I think I'm just going to wing it.
Wing it.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. And it is Wing It Wednesday, the first Wing It Wednesday of 2025. This is an opportunity for a local nonprofit organization or a community group to come in, jump on the WHIO airwaves and talk about the services that they provide, the mission that their organization is aiming at, or maybe just promote an event that's coming up. And all it costs you is some chicken wings. Wing It Wednesday. It's very simple. It's a win-win for the nonprofit. It's a win-win for me because I get chicken wings. And it's also a win-win for the restaurant where we get the chicken wings or where they get the chicken wings. And joining me in the studio from the Miami County Veteran Services, it's Kyle Kuta. Hey, Kyle.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, thanks for inviting me.
Of course. And let's get this out of the way. Where are the wings from?
I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong because I do every time, but it's Hinders in Tip City.
Hinders? Okay.
I'm not sure if that's how Hinders. Right in Tip City, right off 75.
Okay. I've never had those wings before. So what kind of flavor did you bring me?
They're basically just the mild and the medium. Got a little bit of mix of both.
Right, because I am a pansy when it comes to chicken wings. I just need them to be meat. I can't be. If it's too hot, I cry.
Yeah, I can't. If it takes away from the taste, I can't.
Yeah.
That's why I kept them there, and they have different names for them, but they're basically the mild and the medium ones.
Awesome. So, how long have you been with the I don't want why do I keep wanting to say that Miami County, not Montgomery County, Miami County Veteran Services. How long have you been working there?
Going on about 7 months now.
Oh, so you're kind of a newbie.
Yeah. I actually am the newbie in the office.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, did they put you through a hazing or anything?
No, not really. No.
We'll just send him to be on the radio.
Yeah. Actually, it was my idea.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So, obviously, you were in the military and you served.
Yep, I was in the Army, active duty Army for 24 years.
Wow.
24 years and 16 days to be exact.
Man,
I wasn't counting.
You weren't counting. Right. So you probably, you have a lot of folks that you work with. You have a lot of experience to pull from because I would imagine, for good and bad, you've seen many things and you deal with folks that are in the same boat.
Yeah. So, veterans, when you come out of service, problems don't change.
Right.
They still continue having problems. And just through my previous experiences, my previous leadership experiences, I'm able to kind of pull back on those to try and help out, our over 8,000 veterans in Miami County.
Wow. 8,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Now up there, I'm sure you've got people that obviously, our most recent conflicts, but probably even back into Vietnam and Korea, World War II.
Yeah, I actually had a 97-year-old World War II vet that I sat down with last Friday or the Friday before.
Wow.
And he's still up and around getting
it done.
Yeah, no problem. He's got a cane, obviously, but
sure.
You kind of expect that,
Yeah.
But he's just up and about and spry as ever. And I was like, wow, I envy you.
So what kind of services that you guys provide? I mean, we kind of talked off the air, and one of the topics that obviously comes to mind are veterans that might be dealing with PTSD or those types of things. But I just know from having done some work with some other local area veterans groups that the services that you groups like yours provide runs the gamut. I mean, it's not just something like that or a place for people to find camaraderie. I mean, these are like hardcore services that helps them.
Yeah. So the biggest, the main thing that we do is we help out veterans with their VA claims. You know, if any veteran or anybody's ever sat through and went through the VA process, it can just be mind draining,
discouraging too.
Discouraging too.
Yeah.
There's so many forms, all that kind of stuff. So there's 4 of us in there that are certified veteran service officers. You know, it's a week-long school that you go to in Columbus, and they go through all the forms. They teach you how to do it, how to file it. And then one of our service officers is actually nationally certified. Went to a whole course to become nationally certified. Very, very knowledgeable. So the veterans come in, we help them file their claims to get service connected for any injuries or illnesses or anything like that they may have from their time in service. Another thing that we do is, and we do a whole bunch of other like little small things to help out the veterans. You know, if they need help getting copies of their official military records, you know, we can help them order those. If they want to get enrolled in VA healthcare, we can do that. For the older veterans that may be going into a facility, nursing home or home healthcare, we can apply for a program that's called Aid in Attendance, you know, for them that will help pay that. You know, it may not pay all of it, but it's going to help assist them so they don't have to pay so much out of pocket for both sides. And then we also have emergency financial assistance. You know, a veteran, we just came through this amazing cold spell.
Yeah.
And you know, so if a veteran's furnace went out, they can come in and see us and apply for emergency financial assistance, and we can help them buy that new furnace.
Right. And it's not just obviously the veterans, it's their families as well.
Yes.
I mean, many of these folks have, you know, families and, you know, probably sometimes the benefits that they get from the VA and that's what they have. That's all they have.
That's all that, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we're there not only to support the veterans, but also the families, the spouses, the widows, and the widowers. Just an example is it was a couple months ago, a veteran and his wife came in. He was a Vietnam era veteran, and he went to file a claim, VA claim. And during the process, unfortunately, the veteran passed away. But we were able to get that claim transferred over to the spouse. And by the time it processed through and everything, she got retroactive pay of over $92,000.
Oh, wow. That's life-changing.
Yeah, that was
for a family. I mean, that's.
Yeah, she talked about she paid off her house, she paid off cars, she paid off everything, you know, and it's stuff like that we try to tell the veterans is sometimes it's not about you. It is about you, the veteran, you know, but look at the second, the third, and the fourth order effects of how it's going to affect your family on down the line.
Yeah.
The biggest thing we hear is veterans are saying, well, you know, I didn't deploy, or, you know, I didn't do anything to deserve compensation. You know, well, that's wrong. You know, you did do it. You signed a dotted line. You raised your right hand.
Right.
To defend our country.
You made that commitment.
Yeah, you made that commitment, and you know, it's military life is not easy. You know, it's some are harder than the others. Granted, just like any other job. You know, but you've earned that. This is something that you've earned. It's not just a freebie, but it's something that you earned.
Yeah. And again, it's just making that commitment. I mean, you don't have to be on some foreign battlefield to serve, right? I mean, you know, I mentioned to you that my dad was he was in the Army and he served in the reserves.
Yeah.
And he never went overseas, you know, but he did his basic training at Fort Knox, which I think you said you were stationed there too.
Yep.
And then he was at Fort Meade. Doing military intelligence or whatever that is. And, but, you know, he did that for 8 or 9 years, you know, so he was never on, you know, a foreign land, in a battle, but you know, what he did was important.
Yeah. I mean, just, you know, people say, well, I was just a cook. Well, guess what? People got to eat.
You know? Yeah, I mean, if you don't have cooks over there or wherever they're at, you're not going to have your troops.
You know, in the military intelligence, we got to get our intel from somewhere on what the bad guys are doing, who's doing what. You know, there's always something. Mechanics, our vehicles don't roll without the mechanics.
Right.
You know, so everybody has their part to play, and every part is important.
Yeah.
And we can't do it without all the other parts.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same thing. You know, come now. when they get out and they're veterans, veterans, it's okay to come and ask for the help and ask for the compensation, the help for a VA claim. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Now, when you meet veterans that have just sort of, I guess, retired or they end their service, one of the things that you kind of mentioned before was that many of them don't know about the services that are available.
That's true.
So why isn't there more, not on like you guys or any of the other service groups, but why aren't they more informed about that when they're coming out? It seems like that would be part of your, here's your exit package, and here's your local veteran services, and here's all the things that they can do for you, and this is who you contact, and they're expecting your call.
Yeah. I would tell you, Ohio is great when it comes to that aspect, though. It's actually mandated that every single county in Ohio has a veteran service office.
Nice.
All 88 counties.
Right.
And that's a great thing. So you can go anywhere in Ohio and there's a veteran there to help you.
Yeah.
Because to be a veteran service officer, you have to be a veteran. Who else knows what you're going through?
Yeah.
I mean, just my opinion, I would say is that, the military is made up of all 50 states, countries around the world, and when people separate or retire, they don't know where you're going back to.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to say, like, here's this where you're going to.
That's true.
That's a lot of information.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's too much information to give out. But the at least for DOD now is they're making it mandatory. You have to go through a transition course, and it's a week long. They help you like how to do an interview, how to fill out a resume, all that, how to talk near an a job interview, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So they're doing good at trying to help out and get them out there. But the biggest thing is like the veterans, go out there and just do your research. What are you looking for? What do you need help with? Go out there and it's out there. You just got to find it.
Now, what kind of events do you do? Do you do any events for the veterans or?
We actually so back in this past August, we
social stuff,
Oh yeah, we have quite a few events coming on. This past August, we had it was our veteran symposium. It was at the Hobart Arena in Troy. It's the first time we ever did anything about this. And I remember I said I started in July 8th to be exact. And this event was August 24th.
Okay.
So it was trial by fire for me.
Right. Yeah.
I was
jump right in.
Yeah. Just like, they're like, here you go. And I was like, oh, this is cool. But we brought in a lot of resources from the Dayton VA. We brought in the VA regional people from Cleveland. Veterans had questions about their claims or needed to file a claim. They did it right there on the spot for them. We had like 125 veterans get assistance with their claims in that one day.
That's a great way to cut through some of the tape.
Yeah, I mean, they're right there, boom. Because when we submit a claim, it goes to those people in Cleveland. So we're cutting out the middleman.
Right.
And then we ended up with the night. It was a free concert by Lee Greenwood.
Oh,
yeah. And it was,
I remember that show.
Yeah.
We did that with our country station down the hallway, K99.
And it was neat because it was the 40th anniversary of his hit song. I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Thank God I'm American.
Yeah. That one is the 40th anniversary of that song. And then he was saying that he's about to give up touring and stuff like that. So we got him there. And then we took the lessons learned from that, and we're making an even bigger and better event for this year. And it's going to be October 11th out at the Miami County Fairgrounds in Troy. We're taking over the fairgrounds.
Oh, nice.
And it's going to be called Vet Fest 25. And it's
awesome.
It's open to the entire public. So if you're listening to this right now or watching this on live stream, you're invited. Come on out. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have a kid zone. We're going to have vendors there. Not just military veteran vendors, but just from the community.
Right.
If anybody wants to come get a vendor spot, just get a hold of us. We'll hook you up. It's all free. Everything in there is free.
Hit me with the website real quick. We got a break here and we'll come back. But what's the website that they can go to?
Yeah, if they just Google Miami County Veterans,
okay,
it's the first one that comes up. It's a whole long because it's a county website.
So
it's a whole long dot slash. So.
Right. Just Google Miami County Veterans.
First one that comes up.
And you'll get the info. We'll be right back.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
It appears some of the ladies on the live stream are wondering if you're married. Yes, he's married. Calm yourselves. Yeah, I do. I remember that. I remember when Lee Greenwood came up there. I didn't know that that was part of. I just knew that there was a show.
Yeah, that was we paid for him to come in.
Oh, nice.
And then we had Jessica Lynch as a guest speaker.
Right.
She was there, and then for the Vet Fest, we've already got Sammy Davis.
Only the junior, but I don't know.
That's gonna be quite a feat.
Yeah. I don't know who that is.
He's a Dayton native. He's a Medal of Honor recipient.
Oh, okay.
He's going to be one of our speakers there this year. And then we also have Kenny Thomas. I know most people don't know who that is. But you've seen the movie Black Hawk Down. He was a member of that Ranger unit.
Ah, okay.
He's going to be one of our speakers also, but then he also sings. He has a band. He does a country/rock thing. So he's going to be our opening act to our free concert this year.
Oh, well, that'll be cool.
Yeah, and then we're going through the final contract negotiations, just waiting for them to sign it, send it back to us, so we can pay them.
Right.
The headliner.
Yeah.
I can't really say, put it out.
No, I got you. Yeah.
They'll punch me in the face.
Yeah, keep it a secret.
Yeah.
People like surprises.
Yeah.
Well, when you guys get to that point, when you send me the info and I'll have you back on, and you can promote it, as we get closer to it.
And in February we have a thing called Vet Talk, open to all veterans and their families. It's the second time we're doing it, and what we do is we go out to a veterans organization in the county. We bring in food, and then we bring in local resources to them that they may not know about. The first time we did it, we had the director of the VA down here, Jennifer.
Okay.
Amazing person. She came down and talked, and she stayed there for like 2 hours answering questions.
Wow.
Then we have the operator of the local food bank. She talked about it, about veterans. Then we had organizations out in Dayton here called LAWO, Legal Assistance of Western Ohio. They provide free civil legal service to veterans.
Wow. Yeah, that's important. I mean, that's one of those things where, many veterans might find themselves in a situation where they can't really afford to go and hire, good legal representation when you've got somebody who's willing to do it,
Their words notice if you're in jail, don't call.
Yeah.
they don't do the criminal side, but like power of attorneys, wills, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like they do all that free.
Yeah.
So we're doing our next one, the 27th.
Cool. Somebody said that they just started following your Facebook page. So awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, and this is such a huge area for the military.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I grew up in Beaver Creek, and I can almost tell you that every other house on my street and the streets around me, they were either they were Air Force and they were enlisted or officers, or they were civilians.
Yeah.
I mean, one neighbor was a pilot, flew the big cargo jets. Down the road, there was a guy who worked as an analyst, as a civilian. Guy across the street was enlisted. I mean, it's just like they're all over the place. Oh, yeah. It's funny. I've had this conversation with people, friends of mine who aren't from around here and don't live close to an Air Force base. And the first week or so, they are just mesmerized and blown away by all the planes that they see because they're just not, and in some instances they live where the only planes they see are, 50,000 feet in the air, they're airlines, they're just not used to that.
When I was at Fort Hood, my parents would come down. I was used to seeing the helicopters.
Yeah.
Turns my parents
yeah.
Like, what? That guy, that's just Bob.
Yeah. But I mean, I get that if it's, and it's something that we even take for granted. I mean, we've talked about this on the show before, the great gift of the Air Force Museum, how awesome that is that it's here. But when you grow up here, it's over there. You don't even think about it, but it's it's crazy. So, well, we're going to come back here in a minute or so. I'm just going to have you. I know you don't really have the web address thing again, but let's just kind of put a bow on it and everything real quick that you guys,
Warm temperatures are expected to continue into next week. Well, the latest at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst at 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
And Tom, Tom, what were you again?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Wing It Wednesday with Kyle Kuta, the Miami County Veteran Services. We've been chatting about the things that they provide to the veterans there in Miami County. They got some events coming up later this year, and they got all kinds of services that veterans from all of the wars, and even if you weren't in a war, and it doesn't matter, they're there to help you.
If you served one day on active duty outside of training, come and see us.
Yeah, there you go. And once again, he said it's easy to find. Just get on Google and Google Miami County Veterans, and it's the first thing that pops up, right?
The first thing that pops up, or you can find us on Facebook, just Miami County Veteran Services, or on Instagram, Miami County Veteran Services.
There you go. Well, Kyle, thanks again for coming in tonight. I do appreciate it, and all the good work that you and your team up there do.
Thank you.
At the Miami County Veteran Services.
Thank you.
Well, there you go, folks. That's the show. We'll be back tomorrow night, just after 5. Don't forget, you can get the podcast of this show at eveningedgetodd.com and all the other major podcast platforms. And you can always go back and watch the live stream on Facebook and YouTube. And I think we're going to do that. I think Friday night we have a 1-hour show because we got UD basketball. I think it's going to be Parody Palooza. That's what it'll be. That way I don't have to put a lot of work into it. I'm just being honest. And we'll take some requests. We'll play some goofy parody songs. And that'll let us ease into the weekend, right? Have a great night. Talk to you tomorrow.
Well, show's over, folks. Thanks for coming.
Good show, old man.
Bravo. That was wonderful.
Game over, man. Peace out.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching tonight. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for all the kind words. And thank you for following the Miami County Veterans Facebook page. See ya. Have a good night.